Hi everyone, my name is Alex Smetcher. I'm the Associate Director of Development for the Public Knowledge Project, and I'm going to be doing a presentation today on minor upgrades in OJS, keeping OJS up to date. Whenever I say OJS, I also mean OMP and OPS. The instructions are the same for all three. And this is a companion presentation to one I did a little while ago on major upgrades. So this is a much different process. This is much quicker and simpler, and I hope I can motivate you to keep your installation more up to date if you haven't been doing that. And to understand that it's a quick and easy process by comparison to a large upgrade. So OJS has major releases. We've got 3.3, 3.4, and 3.5. Those are our currently maintained branches of OJS. And you can upgrade between those as you like, either between each major upgrade, or else if you want to stick with just the long-term support releases, you can go between those. And those are released kind of every year and a half or 2 years. But also between those releases, we release builds. And so within the OJS 3.3.0 branch, you might see OJS 3.3.0-10, -11, -12. Each of those is a new build from that same branch. Big upgrades are not easy. For example, going from OJS 3.3 to 3.4, it does require some technical knowledge. It's historically been tricky. If there's been data problems, those might require data corrections. And even if everything goes smoothly technically, then at the very least they do require some new user training. So you'll have to invest some time getting your editors up to speed on whatever new features are included, and there's usually at least a couple of major rewrites in a major release, like going from 3.3 to 3.4. But with builds, you can and should keep up to date in the meantime. Each new build contains lots of small tweaks and improvements. It includes translation updates sometimes. I'll say more about that in a second. It does include, if there are any, it includes possible security improvements, and that's important to stay up to date for those. And we're committed to including no breaking changes in each new build. There shouldn't be anything that will break an existing installation, and they should be very low risk for you to install. To find out exactly what's included in each build, you can look at GitHub issues or in the release notes included in the tar.gz download. If you're looking at the release notes, it'll look like this. You can find those in the OJS download in docs/release notes/ let's say readme 330 for the 3.3 branch. And you'll see there's a section here for each new build of OJS. So you can see with the 33022 build, we included these sort of 10 or so different fixes. These are issue numbers if you want to find out more information about any of these. The other place to find information about what's included in a new build is to look in the issues area on the PKP GitHub. You can go into milestones, look at the closed milestones, choose what issue you want to look at, which milestone you want to look at, and see there's a list of closed issues there. And again, this is where you can find more information if you know the issue number. That's in our GitHub. You can find more details on what's happening here. Okay, so I mentioned translations earlier. Not all branches will receive new translations, and it depends on what our release cycle currently looks like. At the moment, speaking as of January 2026, we are merging translation improvements from WebLate into 3.5.0. We do plan to launch a process to backport translation updates to older versions, but we've not yet been able to incorporate that into our development process. I mentioned earlier that there's no breaking changes. You should always be able to update your OJS code to the newest build from the same branch without breaking anything. So from the same branch, that means if you're using OJS 3.3.0, you can find the newest build from that branch, and there should be no risk to upgrading to that, and it should be, in fact, much safer if you do keep up to date. It also means that OJS builds are always database compatible. You can use an OJS 3.3.0.1 database with your OJS 3.3.0.20 code, for example. And that's part of what makes the upgrade process here so simple, is that commitment to not breaking anything with a breaking change. So how to do it? There's four steps to the upgrade. You take a backup, you update the code, you run the upgrade script if you want to, and I'll talk more about what that means. And that's it. Everything should be working. So I have here an installation of OJS 3.3.0.12 actually, that I'm going to use as my demonstration upgrade. It's a very simple installation, a little bit of content, a few PDFs, nothing major to speak of. And I'm going to start by taking a backup of that installation. Now, I gave a pretty comprehensive overview of how to take a backup in the other presentation I did on larger upgrades. This is the same process, and I do recommend you take a backup. If you skip this process, you eventually will regret it, so please do take a backup. I'm going to have to find where my installation directory is on my OJS, and then I'm going to, from there, look at the configuration file to identify where the database and the files directory are. So I have on my installation here, I've got an installation directory that I know where it is, and I've got a configuration file that I can use to identify where the database credentials are and where the files directory is here. So as you can see, if I run the upgrade script and run the check verb, it'll tell me what I currently I'm using. I'm using code version 33012, database version 33012. There is a newer version which is much newer, but I'm not going to upgrade to that, but that's where you would find it if you wanted to. So first thing I'll do is create that backup. I'm going to use tar to create a file in backups, today's date. I'll call this installation.tar.gz, and I'll back up the entire contents of the current directory. Once that is done, I'll do the same thing for the files directory, which I found was in this location. And then I'll do the database dump using MySQL dump. I think that was what I found in the configuration file. I'm going to zip that. I'm going to call that like so. I'm going to specify a password. I'm not going to put that in the command line. It's bad form, like so. Okay, so now I have a backup of the entire installation and I can begin the upgrade process. So to do that, I'm going to go to the OJS download page and find the most recent release of the software. There's many different ways you can do this. I'm going to show you the way that I do, which is quick and easy, but do whatever is most comfortable for you. Essentially, you want to take the contents of this and you want to download it and overwrite your code with a copy of it. Now, one note about this process, which I think I have a note here, this is step 2, is you'll want to watch out for the configuration file because there's a config.inc.php file included in the package, the download package. If I just move the contents of that package over top of my current OJS install, it will overwrite the configuration file. So you want to save a copy of that. So what I'll do is copy the configuration file to a temporary location, and then I've got the location of the tarball here. Copy that. I'll use wget to fetch it. And I'll pipe that into tar, and I will extract from zip, and then I'll use this one additional fancy switch here. Because the contents of the package have a leading subdirectory I want to remove from it, this will take care of that. Again, if you're used to using a file manager and you want to just copy everything and copy over top, the important thing is I'm taking the contents of this file here and then replacing what's currently in my OJS directory with those contents. If I run that, that should be everything I need. And that's done. Going back to my instructions. Oh yeah, I've got to copy the configuration file back now. So I'm going to move the temporary file I saved earlier back to the configuration file. Okay, that's step 2 finished. Step 3 is to run the upgrade script, and this is optional. What I mean by that is that you don't have to do it, it'll run just fine. But this is basically a chance for the upgrade script to tell the database that the new version's installed. OJS will run just fine if you don't, but it will self-report the old version. What I'll show you, I mean by that, is if I run this command again here, you'll see that the code version is 33022. The database version is 33012 because we've not upgraded the database. Now it'll work. And if I do click around the OJS install, you'll see there's no problem with that at all. The only catch is that if you look at the page source, OJS will still report that it's 33012 even though the code is a newer version. Not that it matters to anybody. But if you do want to bump that version as well, and I do think that it helps to keep things consistent, you can run php tools upgrade, the upgrade script. This is just the same thing you'd run for a major upgrade, but as you can see here, it does almost nothing. It's very quick, it's very low risk. All it does is bump that database version number, so now it matches. And back to our steps for the upgrade. That's it. If I go back into the installation, I can reload that page source and see it now reports as OJS 33022, and everything should be working. You can explore, you can browse, you can test to make sure everything's fine, and then maybe a good idea to take another backup just to have everything fresh. So what happens if you don't update? We see this a lot on the support forum, for example. A branch of OJS that's stable can be maintained for many years, and over that time there will eventually be security issues. And we do our best to keep up to date with those problems and make sure we release new builds that mitigate those risks. But if you don't update, you may eventually get hacked. For example, we have a lot of reports on the support forum of OJS, OMP, and OPS 33014 and older being compromised. There's no single large security risk that we found in that installation, but there's a collection of smaller ones that can be chained together with maybe a weak password to lead to somebody getting into a manager account and then an administrator account. OJS 33014 was released 3 years ago, and there's just no way that a large complex web application can be run for 3 years without maintenance and have it be safely run. So again, please do keep up to date, and you'll find that those kinds of risks will get mitigated along the way. Thank you very much for watching, and happy upgrades. If you have any trouble, please see us on the support forum, forum.pkp.sfu.ca. We'd be happy to help you out with any trouble you have there. Thank you very much.